Hello, hello, hello. Life has a funny way of throwing curveballs and really keeping you on your toes. Let me explain. So my week started off extremely stressful. I didn't go live yesterday because my anxiety was like way up here. And that's not an excuse. It was just, I couldn't do it. Let me explain why. So on Monday evening, while we're enjoying some time to ourselves, I get a call from our dental office and asked if Freya is going to be able to make her appointment on Friday. I was like, what appointment? What appointment are we talking about? See, we've been waiting to set up an appointment for Freya to be able to get her teeth done, but she has to have general anesthesia in order for that to happen. Her body, her system just is not able to process oral sedation. We've tried it twice, and she's a complete loony bin and a very combative person during that. So we've come to the conclusion that general anesthesia is needed. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't know this was scheduled because you guys never called me. She goes, well, does the time work? And I go, well, you haven't told me the time yet. At 6:30 in the morning after being scheduled for 3 days in a row at the hospital. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, we can do this. Well, okay, your daughter's going to need a coronavirus test, a COVID test. And I was like, she had one done last week because she, had a low grade and some sniffles, and everything was negative. Influenza A and B is negative. Strep was negative. And she came home the very next day. She was fine. No worries. She never actually had a fever. It was just a low grade. And they're like, well, she'll still have to have one done if she's been around other people, if she's not stayed home since she had the test. And I'm like, well, I can't verify, she's been out and about, I'm not going to lie to them because that's an integrity thing, And I'm like, okay, well, my child's been having nightmares. She's been crying herself to sleep regard of having to have another COVID test. So that's so stressful on me. They're so stressful on my heart. You know what I mean? As a mom. And so we kind of broke that news. We were trying to figure out, we broke that news to Freya that would have to be done today. Well, apparently where we are having the procedure done, it's at a medical center, and they have to have authorization referral. And we just found this out. Okay, mind you, it's Wednesday. And if you know anything about the military and, TRICARE Prime, when you put in a referral, it takes some time for your PCM, number one, to put it in. They're not just Johnny on the spot and do it right away, And then it takes a good 2 to 3 days minimum for TRICARE to process it, up to 5 business days. So I'm like, okay, I called the dental office. I was like, hey, this is going to have to be rescheduled. This is what has to happen, because if I don't have that referral in place, then we will be responsible for everything. And the reason that we're using insurance is because our medical insurance will take care of the general anesthesia, and then we would just take care of, the actual dental part that our dental coverage doesn't cover. You know what I mean? So that now my stress level, you guys, has come down, And I was dealing a lot with this yesterday while I was at work, having to be, talking on the phone and step out for a minute. And I was on a different unit yesterday. So, I was able to do that. And then today I was put on call, and there's a possibility they might not need me tomorrow. And, that can raise anxiety level because when I don't work at the hospital, I don't get paid. I have a job that is a PRN. So I work as needed. I schedule myself for shifts, and then if they don't need me, I am either put on call or my shift is completely called off, canceled. And some of you may know and may not know, I am a registered nurse. I have been a registered nurse for 11 years now, all in women's health, labor and delivery, postpartum, couplet care, nursery, and a little bit of NICU now. The NICU part that I do is taking care of feeders and growers. So not NICU babies that have to be hooked up to everything, but babies that are getting ready to go home. They just need a little bit more assistance before they can actually go home, which means they could be on a feeding tube, strict schedule with feedings, basically just feeding and growing. And as soon as they meet those milestones, then they get to go home. So that's the part of NICU that I take care of now too. And it can be stressful when you don't work those shifts, but at the same time, my goal in life is to not be a nurse for my whole entire life. Yes, I will always be a nurse, but what I'm talking about is working full time. You know, it takes a really big toll on the body, physically, mentally, and yesterday mentally, I was whipped. I slept so hard last night, and then when I was put on call this morning, I went back to sleep and didn't get up till about 11 o'clock. And my husband just let me sleep, you know, and he's like, I know you're dealing with some depression. I said, that wasn't depression. He goes, yeah, I know. He goes, I know you were tired. You had a lot going on. And life throws those little curveballs in our life to keep us on our toes, you know? So when I'm not working at the hospital and I'm put on call, that stress level kind of raises in my brain a little bit financially. We're kind of in a spot right now, which is really weird. Normally this is our extremely balls to the wall, excuse the way I say it, craziness. And it's not like that right now. And it's really weird. And I think it's just gearing us up for that time. Because, you know, we're going into the 10th month since all of this started. So babies are going to kind of be born during this time, if you know what I mean. So that causes a stress level on me. But at the same time, I am so thankful for my business with pharmacy because it allows me to be able to be home. Do we struggle? Absolutely we do. Is my business where I would really love it? No, it's not there yet. And it's not there because at the same time, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm developing, okay? And, you know, being with pharmacy and being with network marketing and dealing with sales and dealing with recruiting and linking arms with others who want to make a difference in their life and also impact other people's lives in a positive way, it takes time. You know, it is not a get rich quick at all. You know, whenever you have a career, think about it this way. Having a career, especially as a nurse, I had to go to nursing school. I had to study. I had to take tests. I had to take the NCLEX exam back in Michigan where I got my original degree. So there's a lot of studying that is involved. There's a lot of hours put into it. And it's the same thing with direct sales and network marketing. But it's also a new way of life for somebody to be able to financially take care of their home. You know, I was born and raised with the mentality and being taught that you go to school, you get a career, you get a job, and you work for your life. And then at 65, you retire and, you know, his Social Security, whatever. Well, I'm 41 and Social Security isn't going to be there. It's not going to be there when it's my time, okay? But I'm paying for it, but I'll never see it. You know what I mean? And we are in a new culture. We are in a new time of life where direct sales, network marketing, being on social media, it makes a difference. And this is a new way of life, you know? You can make a life out of it. You can pay your bills with it. I know so many of my friends that do that. This is all they do. They're with pharmacy. They don't have a career. A lot of them are stay-at-home moms, and they're just wanting to add a little bit of additional, additional care, additional money to the home because their husband works like crazy. You know what I mean? So I love this way of life. I would not trade it. I have a lot of brand new things that are coming in January. I have a lot of things going on behind the scenes that I'm excited to share with you. I'm learning some new organization skills that I can't wait to show you. I am having a YouTube, which, by the way, you can find me real easy, just Jessica Hamas, my first and last name. You'll be able to follow me on YouTube. I'm uploading videos there now. So a lot is going to be changing because I'm really focusing on my business in January. And, I'm focusing on it now, but even more so, I'm gearing up for a new year, and I'm so, so excited. So when you have things that come into your life, those curveballs, okay, power through it. Power through those curveballs because they keep you on your toes and they help you learn. And even when your anxiety is sky high, know this too shall pass. So until my next video, stay true to yourself, be authentic, be genuine, show love to others, and of course, be kind, you guys. And I'll talk with you later. Toodles.